Welcome to One Tired Teacher Turned Two Tired Teachers, episode 183, 5 hilarious back to school stories from teachers.
We're
Oh,
already
boy.
laughing.
Yeah, we're already laughing. So we have stories to tell you. Hope you stick around.
Welcome to One Tired Teacher. And even though she may need a nap, this teacher is ready to wake up and speak her truth about the trials and treasures of teaching. Here she is, wide awake. Wait, she's not asleep right now, is she? She is awake, right? Okay. From Trina Devery Teaching and Learning, your host, Trina Devery.
Hey, all right. So here we go. Some hilarious back to school stories.
I know.
There's just something to tell.
Today's episode is dedicated to all the funny things that can happen at the back to school time. And as a teacher, like in our last episode, we were saying like no 2 days are ever the same. And it is true. Some of the craziest stuff I think happens in a classroom and like no one's there to witness it except for you. So today we're sharing just only 5, although I feel like we could tell stories for hours. And as we get started, we're going to think of more. But today we're going to share 5 of those hilarious back to school stories. So hopefully you'll laugh along with us. And then maybe maybe people can share too stories.
Yeah. Yes. Share. So definitely reach out and tell us.
We have to
share. Like our
at the end, we'll have to remind them to message us.
There are some funny ones. All right. So I'll start with this one. It was at open house. And
sorry, I already know what story she's going to tell.
It was open house, and I always had like a scavenger hunt for my kids because I wanted them to get acclimated to the room, and I didn't want to like present at open house. I wanted them to feel like it was all flowing, so I could easily check in on families and then move along to another family. All right, so the kids were busy doing the thing. There's some parents in there and other families, whatever. This lady walks in with her daughter. Her daughter's occupied. And she starts talking to me about teaching in the classroom and whatever. And she's like, this looks great. And we're really excited. And I've heard great things about you, on and on. And which was all very nice. So I was like, oh, thank you. So then she's like, I'm looking forward to this year. I'm thinking she wants to shake my hand, but then she reaches in and like hugs me. So I'm like, okay. So I get, because I'll hug people. So I go to hug her back.
This is pre-COVID, obviously.
Yes, this is pre-COVID. I still hug people because physical touch. Anyway, so all of a sudden I feel her lips on my neck. Yeah. I'm like, what is happening?
Oh my God.
And she kissed my neck. Like she kissed my neck. I didn't know what to do. So I just like quickly backed up because I'm like, I don't know what to say.
And somebody's kissing your neck that you've like only met one time. Like,
yeah, which is, technically some kind of harassment, but whatever. So I'm like, I'm just going to get over it. It's fine. And I just backed up. And then even when she came for parent report card night or whatever, I think I had another teacher sit in with us because
oh my God. She was afraid she was going to try to suck Trina's blood again.
It was just weird. It didn't feel like she was sucking it. She just felt like she kissed it. I don't know. It was very awkward and a little bit hilarious. Like my whole team thought it was hilarious. They were dying.
It's hilarious.
But I was like,
I guarantee you that woman probably did not mean to kiss your neck. She probably meant to like give you a kiss on the cheek, but then it went to a hug.
But that's weird.
You know how like some people will kiss on, like
if we're in France, but I think we're in the middle of Paris, Florida. I don't think so.
We're not that cultured here. I was trying to help, but I was just thinking maybe she was like of a different culture where you like kiss on the cheek.
She wasn't. So I don't know. It was really,
it's a funny story.
You tell
oh my gosh.
And then
all right. So this one is pretty, it's okay for you to laugh at me for this one, but, back to school time, I was a student teacher. The way my senior internship fell, I was going to be at the beginning of the school year instead of at the end. So I'm in there with the teacher and it's probably the first week or second week of school. And it's in kindergarten. That has to be prefaced. It's in kindergarten. And we had been practicing drills because, the first few weeks of school, there's like fire. You have to do so many within the first month of school or whatever. This week, it was the tornado drill. And it was just a drill. It was not real. But in the tornado drill, okay, you have to like go in the duck and cover, like the turtle position. And at the school I was at, there's no interior hallway. They're only exterior because like we have open air schools in Florida. So we were up at the chalkboard wall and the kids are kind of like lined up, kind of like up against there. Mm-hmm. And I'm walking to kind of calm them down because they're kindergartners and they're like freaking out that there's a tornado.
Yes. I mean, they're scared.
It's scary
that we induce with these drills.
I know.
If it's worth it.
Yeah. Especially. So and I'm like rubbing their back and trying to talk to them and, but like eventually I have to get in my own position because they're going to walk around and make sure that like the whole class is like.
I can't believe you guys had to get in your position. Like,
yeah, they just want to see that we were doing it. So like I go to like.
We're not 5. We know how to do it.
For real. I'm like, listen, if there's a real tornado, we're not up against this chalkboard and we're going to be in the bathroom. Like I'm seriously like, I'm now. But this is how we're going to practice, whatever. So I step back like to remove myself from the students so that I can get in my position as like the administrator is walking in. And as I step back, I step on one of the kindergartners and fall. Like I step on another one and then I fall on top of them. Like 1 or 2 students, I fall on top of them. Oh, as the administrator comes in, so they see me falling. My teacher, who is my supervising teacher, is laughing her bottom off at me and the kids are like, because like a grown woman has just fallen on them. It was so embarrassing, mainly because
I'm
like
scared, and then it's like the beginning of the year.
Exactly,
you don't know you well enough to have you fall on them.
Exactly, like it's not like we've had a relationship. Also, I'm not their real teacher. I'm their like their little intern.
Oh my gosh! I missed that part. I didn't hear you say that.
I was an intern. It was when I was doing my internship. So kindergarten, second week of school. The admin saw it. My supervising teacher was laughing her bottom off. And I'm like, this isn't really that funny because I was worried about the kid being hurt. They were fine in the end. No children were hurt in the falling during the tornado drill. But it was pretty traumatizing. I was convinced a parent was going to complain. I was going to get like fired from my internship. I'm like, can you get fired from a job you're not even getting paid for? I don't know. But that was
probably. But oh my gosh, that's crazy. That makes me think of my one of my stories that I wasn't going to tell, but now
I told you.
Yeah, it's a short one, so I'm just gonna it'll just be a little bonus one. So I fell down the stairs, and I grabbed a hold of a student as I was going down accidentally, and she fell down as well. So and then we had like 2 flights of stairs, so like half my class was already down the long flight. Yeah, and luckily it was just a few of us on the landing. But then I think it
wasn't in front of the whole class. Just
wasn't the whole class, but I took down the person that was in front of me as well. So it was like multiple people falling down the stairs, and then the kids are like, they're freaking out, and then someone ran to another teacher. It was crazy, but it was a little bit funny, and I did feel terrible for the student that I grabbed a hold of. It was just an instinct. I didn't mean to do it. And then I have one more, and this one is really embarrassing because I just remembered this one too. So this one's embarrassing. Then you can share your last one.
I have a very embarrassing one.
So
that one.
This was in the beginning of the year, and I was going over the routines and the procedures and all that stuff, but I hadn't gotten to the part, like I had 2 closets in the classroom. I had 2 closets and 2 bathrooms. I felt very lucky in that way, but I didn't have windows. So I had one of the closets is where they stored their backpacks, and they also.
I know this story. I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
I had to give I had take-home library, whatever. I hadn't gone over the routines of entering the closet, and like what how you get your stuff out and you walk back and you're out of the closet, because I don't want kids in the closet, because who knows what they're doing in the closet. So I would want them out of the closet. So I had a little bit of gas, and I have some digestive issues. I go into the closet because I'm really like about to keel over because my stomach hurts. And I'm like, oh gosh, I have to release this a little. So I go into the closet.
She had to fart.
I go in the closet, I pass gas. I'm like getting ready to turn back around and come out of the closet. And this little girl was right there. And I'm like, oh, you're not supposed to be in the closet. You can't be in the closet. And unless we are putting away our backpacks. And we were talking about the routines right now. And so she gets out of the bath and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was so embarrassed because there's no way she had to know what had happened in the closet because it was not pleasant. And that was so embarrassing.
Oh
and
my
also,
gosh.
I did that a couple of other times and where I would kind of blame the kids.
Oh, yes.
Look at someone and be like, oh, like everyone would just, let's keep going. And then I'd walk away.
That's so funny. Well, I mean, because kids are the worst. Like if anyone passes gas, they're all like, oh, this is so gross.
Yes. They make a giant deal out of it. It can't
oh my gosh. I used to always tell the kids, like, say, excuse me and move on. But like, sometimes you just got to crop dust them, man. If you got a little bit of gas, I'm impressed that you went to the closet. Like, who even has time
before
for
I
that?
knew that I had gluten issues and that was what was causing this excessive like gas situation.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyway, all right. Now you tell yours.
Oh man, this one's a doozy. All right, last funny story because I feel like we could talk about funny stuff forever, but this one's pretty big, pretty embarrassing. So, picture this: 2nd grade, back to school, probably the first month of school, and I'm up there teaching a lesson on plural nouns, and I was wrapping up the lesson. I know you know this story, so I was wrapping up the lesson, and with plural nouns, you add an S for if it ends in like a consonant, or an ES if it ends in a vowel, or all the other letters, so CH, all those. So I was reviewing that part, and of course, like I'm really into it because it was a really good lesson, and grammar stinks, and so I was like really like, whoa, whoa, whoa! This is an amazing lesson, lots of high energy. And so at the end, I go, and remember, boys and girls, if it ends in a consonant, you can just slap an S on the end of the word. And all my kids, it's a full class, look at me with these eyes. Not all of them, actually. You can tell like some of them were just like completely over their head.
Went over their head. Yeah.
But some of them were like, with their hands over their mouth. They're like, oh my gosh. And they were like telling me like I needed to move my clip because we had a clip chart. I was like, didn't you need to move your clip? You said a bad word. So I'm like, here's with any kid, like they don't take crap from you, right? Like they want to make sure the class is fair. So obviously I don't have a clip, but I apologize to them and I try to like make no big deal about it and sweep it under the rug because I'm like, could I get fired for that? Like I didn't mean to say this word. Yeah. So, but we talk about it's an inappropriate word. We're done. We move on. We move on. Later, like a little bit later, we're at our seats doing something and the ESOL teacher comes in and she goes to pull her student and she's talking to me and the ESOL student goes, oh, Miss, you wouldn't believe Miss Langton said a bad word. And I'm like, you were tattling on me. Like, I'm trying to like not let people know I said a bad word. I said, and she looked at me and she just kind of laughed and, was like, oh, Miss Langton. And I'm like, I did, but we talked about how that wasn't a very good word. And I'm trying to.
It's an accident. It was an
accident, and she just laughed it off.
That child clearly needs to learn how to give someone some grace.
Well, exactly. I'm like, seriously? We had a conversation and we were kind of like going to keep it to ourselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm convinced at this point that all the kids are going to go home and tell their parents that Miss Langton has said a bad word. I'm convinced. And that I'm going to get fired because I said ass in front of 7-year-olds today. Man, oh man. So I'm waiting.
Is that even really? I mean, it's not a nice word, but it's not really a bad word anymore.
I mean,
say ass
I don't.
I
wouldn't.
I mean, I wouldn't
really want to test the limits of that.
But yeah, no, for sure, not. Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm not rebellious in that way.
Right? Like, so months down the line, you think it's to bed, right? Like gone. I forget about it. Whatever. We move on. We have a great year. I'm at mid-year conferences and I'm conferencing with one of the moms. And she is like, oh yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. And she goes, oh yeah, I heard about you saying a cuss word at school. And I was like, oh my God, it's coming back to haunt me. But thankfully she was just laughing and was just saying how, it was just a funny thing. But I was like, holy moly, how is this one little thing that I've done going to bite me in the butt even 6 months later, at mid-year?
That's
so
funny. My gosh,
what is that?
That is my microphone.
But I can hear you on your microphone.
But it hasn't been plugged in. So for the last several episodes,
No. You've been recording because I can.
I've been recording, but my microphone wasn't plugged in. So it's going to sound really far away. Now they're going to be like, oh, wow, I can hear her now. Yeah, it's all right. It is what it is. Yep. It's several episodes. So if you've been listening to the first 3 episodes.
This is because you have 2 very tired teachers who are just trying to make it through.
And we wanted to add one more hilarious story before we moved on. And that is, I've been recording without my microphone for like the last couple of episodes.
They were probably like, whoa, there's Trina. Whoa.
I know. It's probably like blasting in their ears now.
Oh, that's okay.
Well,
it's a good way to end our episode.
Until next time.
Let's go home and take a nap.
Let's go home and take a nap.
2 tired teachers signing off.